allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Can he dey touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun diary, diary politico.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní yẹn sora jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní yẹn sora jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní yẹn sora jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní yẹn sora jù.
Máyégún ti
Hello there. So, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us again. It is Mayegun live. Apologies for the late start. So, thank you so much for joining me again. And if you have read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, liked it, shared it, thank you. But if you haven't, please do that. I am going to start with Kemi Badenoch. That's how they pronounce the name. Kemi Badenoch, I call her Kemi Badenoch. And she has been very much in the news most of the time, especially whenever the news about her goes viral. It is mostly when she poke Nigeria and Nigerians. So the current trending one, as some of you might probably be aware, is that of immigration, immigrant this and that in the Western world. It's sort of like reality check for so many of us living in the diaspora, that all over the world these days, we are having political parties populated by indeed far-right politicians who are building their political careers on immigration this, immigration that, and all that. Kemi Badenoch, a daughter of an immigrant to the UK herself, she's now the leader of the Conservative Party in the UK, the Tories. So whenever she had to tell the British why the United Kingdom needed saving from politicians who have placed more value on immigrants than the real British. So we have them like that building their political career on immigration this, immigration that, all over the world. So to those of you who are proudly supporting criminals in Nigeria, you may wake up one day and you will realize that the people that look like you, some are kind of like talks like you, but because they are part of the establishment that indeed building their career on immigrant this, immigrant that, they will probably one day wake up and the policy is gone and everybody would have to go back to that contraption. Kemi Badenoch is one of them. So whenever she wants to tell the British society or the British public of how worse and how bad not to run a country, she uses Nigeria. I mean, this time they are talking about how easy it is to become British. That's what she said. Her father, who came to the UK as far back as the 70s, now gave birth to her and returned back to Nigeria to raise her. Now, our experience about Nigeria is so kind of like bad or traumatic that seems to be the only worst experience she's ever had in her life. So talking to the British public, she is offering herself to, possibly become the next prime minister if her party should gain power. So Kemi was talking to one of these CNN reporters, used to be Farah or something, his name. And they were talking about our party's policy on how to curb immigration, make the pathway to citizenship in the UK tougher. For example, he is against a 10-year rule for people to become British, where others have become indeed British within a space of 5 years. So to her, right, why is it so easy to become British, but it is not easy to become Nigerian when you are not Nigerian? Kemi Badenoch told this reporter that herself being a Nigerian or British, right? She said, as a woman, that our children, right? This is how I'm trying to convince the British public that your citizenship, pathway to your citizenship is so easy. And a lot of people are taking advantage of that. She has a problem with the Muslims. She has a problem with the Africans. She has a problem with, God knows, except the whites, So to her, she has a solution, okay? In Nigeria, the Nigerian law says any child born of Nigerian parents will automatically be Nigerians. Or if you are a child born by one of your parents is Nigerian, so you're automatically Nigerian. That is what the Nigerian law says. But that's not what Kemi tells our audience, which has now sparked again debate, saying Kemi don't come for Nigerians again. No. But the way she actually said it in a condescending way. Now, the person interviewing, the person she was speaking to, right? He himself is also a son of an immigrant in America. Kemi, she's a daughter of an immigrant, also from Nigeria, Africa. So these two kids of immigrants who are now grown anyway, one is the leader of the Conservative Party in the UK, the other one is a journalist. Listen to that chat. Farah.
Back now with British Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch, who grew up in Nigeria, to talk about immigration and identity politics in the UK. You've spoken a lot about the importance of culture as sustaining a country. And when you look at immigration, you say it's not just numbers that matter, it's where people come from, That's right. What they do. And you've had some criticism because people look at you and say, well, wait a minute, she's from Nigeria. So explain what you mean.
So I often say that numbers matter, how many people are coming into a country. You have to make sure that when immigration is sustainable, but culture matters more. Certainly in the UK, there is something that people from around the world are coming there to get. It is that system, enlightenment values, equality under the law, freedom of speech, freedom of association, women having equal rights, the rule of law, our legal system. So much of that is what draws people from around the world. It is what has made us a successful country. But if you have large numbers of people who don't believe in those things, eventually your country will change. And not all cultures are equal. Some people may not like to hear that, but cultures where there's child marriage, where homosexuals, gay people are treated, criminally, killed, those are not equal cultures. I will not accept that. Cultures where women are lesser citizens, those aren't equal cultures. But when we have large numbers of people coming in to a country, that does change things. I mean, just today, I had a press conference about this grooming gang scandal, which made worldwide news. And it wasn't about Asian men or even just Pakistani men. It was men from a particular region of Pakistan that was very, very detached even from most Pakistanis itself. They weren't, people from, very little in common with people from Kashmir, a very sort of peasant farming background, isolated in the mountains. And we discovered that the prevalence of them harming children, raping and sexually abusing children was very high. That's a classic example of a culture that's isolationist, not integrating with the rest of the country, and everybody leaves them alone and acts as if it doesn't matter, just leave them to be themselves with whatever activities they're carrying on. And the people who were harmed were women and children.
Is it religion or culture?
It's culture. It's very, very much culture. And you can see it in many other countries that are Muslim. They don't tolerate this sort of stuff. And I talk about how we are allowing our tolerance to be exploited. We have people pretending, for instance, to be homosexual so that they can claim asylum, and then they go on to get married and have children. They're abusing the laws that we have. We have people who go through false conversions. They come to the parish priest, they're very excited. Oh, these Muslims want to convert to Christianity. They convert so that they can claim asylum and say, if I went back to my country, I'd be persecuted. This is exploitation of a system that was not designed for this sort of thing. We have to be honest about that.
So you say to somebody who's coming from Nigeria and wants to create a little mini Nigeria in Britain.
No, that is not right. And Nigerians would not tolerate that. That's not something that many countries would accept. There are many people who come to our country, to the UK, who do things that would not be acceptable in their countries. It's virtually impossible, for example, to get Nigerian citizenship. I had that citizenship by virtue of my parents. I can't give it to my children because I'm a woman. Yet loads of Nigerians come to the UK, stay for a relatively brief period of time, acquire British citizenship. We need to stop being naive, and that's why under my leadership we now have policies to make it a lot harder to just get British citizenship. It's been too easy. It's basically a conveyor belt. We want people who have who want to come to our country to be net contributors, not people who will immigrate and then need welfare, need social housing. That's not right because they haven't paid into the system. So there is a lot that I'm changing on policy that is suitable for the times we live in. We could get away with these things before the era of mass travel, before mobile phones, before small boat crossings. There's just the global mass migration which we're seeing that's very destabilizing. They didn't have that in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s. We need rules that work for today.
Kemi Badenoch, pleasure to have you on. Back now with British.
You heard that clearly. I mean, our position is, at least, she's British. She's not claiming Nigerian anywhere. And our own personal vision for Britain is to stop the abuse of the citizenship system. So good luck with that. A lot of them have indeed, right, built their own kind of like their political stand on this. So Kemi Badenoch's own is just so a little bit kind of like awkward. So whenever she, for instance, right, is more specific about those who are finding it difficult or intentionally not interested as well. Valid point. You cannot be running away from Afghanistan because they want to kill you, right? Only because you are gay or you are homosexual. You are running away from a place where they wanted to kill you. Then you came into the UK, right? And then you become seek asylum, get citizenship, only for you to be traveling back to this Pakistan, traveling freely back to this, and that won't even be an issue, but they are more or less like creating that same cultural stuff they ran away from. They wanted that reenacted here in the UK. So we have seen that. We have seen people who have taken advantage, like abused the welfare system. But do you know something? Where people believe that whenever they politicize these things, it's not because they actually wanted any real solution. Because at the end of the day, you realize that there are people who are taking advantage of they're taking advantage of the system, right? But when it comes to the welfare, the real people that are taking advantage of the welfare system, in fact, the real benefactors of the welfare system are real British whites. But you see that particular part where they believe that immigrants are coming in to take from that welfare system, that too is not wholly true. As an immigrant, to be on the pathway to citizenship is very, very expensive. Very, very expensive and time-consuming, time-wasting as well. For many of us who have taken this route, nobody can look us right in the face and say, we are grifters, we are chancers, we want to take advantage of the system, because there's no chance of you taking advantage of the system. It is the system that is taking advantage of us. But wherever the concept of, immigrants are this or that coming from is mostly false, right? However, there is also, there are reasons for concerns. Now, giving an example, I am from Nigeria. I am not allowed to take any benefit from the UK. Since I came to this country, I have never been given a dime because I've been told I couldn't. Do you understand? So, and this country has taken, thousands of pounds sterling from me simply because I'm living in this country. So it wasn't free. And I believe that the majority actually suffered that. So me from that Nigeria, right, I would possibly take a little bit of, a gap away from and say, no, that is not applicable to me. But then going further to prove your point and say citizenship in Nigeria, I don't know what it takes to get citizenship in Nigeria. Like, I am from the place. My parents are from the place, so I'm automatically one. My children will be one. The law of Nigeria says my children, even if they are mom, I've got Scottish, British children as well. My British children, by the virtue of me coming from that contraption Nigeria, they're automatically Nigerians too. Kemi should know that. But somehow, that won't sound well for whatever it is that she wanted the public to hear about Nigerians. We've had instances where she had used Nigerians as also as bad examples in this country, just to push a point. And that is where people from Nigeria are always like, what is wrong with you? Like, for real, what is wrong with you? If you find Nigerians on any of these grifting or taking advantage of the system in this way, maybe they are just going to be like a fraction of them. But what do I know? So people have been reacting because of that. And they are not reacting because of agenda or whatever it is she's pushing for the UK. All right? They are reacting because she lied. No, you don't have to lie. So Kemi Badenoch's children, they are British, of course. And guess what? They are dual citizens as well. They are Nigerians too. And Kemi should know that somebody who wants to be the Prime Minister of the UK, that is not a very good example to use. Now, if you now go ahead and say, listen, it is very difficult. I understand that it is very difficult to get Nigerian visa. How many of you know that? Nigeria, we say Nigerians where they sleep for embassy all over the place. And you are like, man, Nigeria happen to be top 5 countries with the most difficult visa conditions and visa what have you to get the Nigerian visa from any part of Nigeria. I mean, Nigerians deny Americans visa. They refuse British visa, Nigerian visa, right? So, however, I don't know what it takes to become citizen of Nigeria, and I don't know if it is difficult for somebody whose parents are never from Nigeria, right? And I don't know if you live in Nigeria, if you were born in Nigeria, if that gives you automatic citizenship like in the US. I don't know. But that particular part where he categorically said his own children can't be Nigerian simply because, no, that's not true. Because what Kemi is pushing then is likely going to be, listen, even if your partner is British, not only that it will become difficult for you to actually become citizen, which will allow you to actually do things that, will benefit and what have you of your family here. So if Kemi becomes Prime Minister of the UK in the future, he probably can push and say, listen, that you have a British partner doesn't make your children British, because we need to make sure that we need to choose the type of people that become British. Last, everybody will leave the island new. And that won't be a bad idea. It should, in fact, be a motivator if the person that is going to make all of us get to realize that this is not our place. And even if you have their citizenship, they may come up one day and some people say that is impossible. I'm like, hey, okay. But characters like this and the people they are trying to impress, okay, they would not find it difficult to throw you and I under the bus. Conversations like that comes up later with policies that have so much like power. And if she, as the daughter of an immigrant to the UK, is seen as being like fit for the job, so you and I may end up having to begin to look at what we support back in that contraption. Because now all of us will end up there. Because if you don't, probably you end up in a concentration camp, or they will just pack all of us who refuse to and send us to somewhere to go and fight war. I'm just saying all these things because these days, the way things are moving, Baba, it is ideal for you to not pretend that you don't know. Kemi Badenoch, the future Prime Minister of the UK, and what she can do, and how that can affect you. So if you are still supporting APC, in that contraption, supporting the rogues who are making the whole place like unlivable enough that many people really want to jump and leave, even where you run to, sooner or later, there are those who are already concerned, worried and complaining about the number of us coming into their country, even when you are not getting anything in their country for free. So last, we would have to go back and face our worst nightmare or our worst fears, our oppressors. Just make us talk that one though. It may not be now. It may not be now. It may not be tomorrow. But characters like this will not shock me if I wake up and their policy says, hey, whatever we agreed to with you is no longer effective. We are changing it. And the easy targets are mostly Africans. You see the kind of bond and the kind of like roots that these Asian Islamic countries or whatever you have in this country, we don't. And the one that look like us is very much like, no, we shouldn't be here. Go back to where you come from Kemi Badenoch. That is not just the rider for tonight. I don't know how many of you have been reading the latest from Nigeria. A few weeks ago, we saw AHMED Datti, AHMED Baba Datti. I don't know, like I know what I'm talking about. This was this is Peter Obi's running mate in 2023. A lot of people have been asking questions. Where is he? Until a few weeks ago when he showed up on Arise, I think. And he started talking, not a few weeks ago rather. So, and he was talking about their coalition. He said he will stand with Peter Obi wherever Obi goes. He will stand with Obi. But he had his own personal concern, especially with the characters that are coming together to form a coalition to remove Tinubu in 2027. So that seemed to be of a kind that would rather, work to fix a leaky roof than abandon the entire building, right? So being with Obi today has now shown that he is not, except if maybe we are jumping gun. So what happened today? Few days ago, we saw Judas Abure with Wike at Wike's house in Abuja. A lot of people reacted to that and said, well, since Peter Obi won't be in their Labour Party anymore, maybe he was there to offer Wike the ticket of Labour Party. This afternoon, breaking news. Judas Abure initiated what they call the peace meeting, reconciliation meeting, where, as it seemed, even the faction that Peter Obi seemed to belong to, as well as Alex Otti, they were also in attendance. Not Alex Otti, don't get me wrong, like their camp that they claimed, Nenandi Usman. So, reconciliation of Labour Party leader, or have you, they call it a fake meeting, convened by Judas Abure. And at that meeting, they made it clear to everybody that they are making an effort to actually rebuild their Labour Party ahead of 2027. Then, Datti Baba Ahmed declared his own interest for 2027. How? He said the coalition is about Atiku, and he won't be part of that. That this coalition that you are hearing is basically being put together for Atiku. And there is a chance that the plot is to get Obi to become the running mate to Atiku. And on that note, Ahmed, Datti Baba Ahmed, Datti Baba Ahmed. I think that's the right word, right? That's the right name. Datti Baba Ahmed. Whatever. So he has now thrown in the towers, as in he is now running for president in 2027 under the Labour Party, also on the platform of Labour Party. Let's go take a look at their meeting. Reconciliation meeting. Abure and others. The first part.
Convening this meeting is an opportunity for me to make some very few remarks. I want to say firstly and very clearly that I'm in Nigeria. I live in FCT. And Nyesom Wike is the FCT minister. I have a right as a Nigerian to interface and interact with anybody, with any government officer in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The meeting is privileged and therefore was purely a private meeting. I also want to quickly say clearly that we have paid our dues in the Labour Party. We have nurtured this party for many years, and by the grace of God today, the party has become one of the biggest political parties in Nigeria under my watch. And I want to say that in my honor, I cannot compromise the integrity, the program, the ideology that this party represents. We will continue to defend the program of the party. We will continue to defend the ideology, the constitution, and the interest of the party. Wherever you see me, be rest assured that it is to protect and defend the interest of this party. The interest of this party cannot be compromised for any reason under my watch. Some of us are not just going the talk. We have walked the talk. And I'm sure you saw that play out in the 2023 general election. Under our watch, the party became the biggest. It has never happened in the history of this country. We made it before the fight was under our watch. And therefore, we are ready to continue to vote the party. We are ready to continue to defend it. We are ready to continue to nurture it. We will continue to promote it. We believe very strongly that Labour Party is the only party that is different from all others. And we have continued to show that very, very clearly. And I want to assure you that we continue to drive that process. Labour Party is different, and we are capable of using this platform to lead Nigeria to El Dorado in the very near future. Having said all of this, we have had our next meeting, and we now proceed to quickly so I will now quickly go through the resolution of the meeting, and then we will now call on the vice president, who is still a major stakeholder in our party. I now have the honor of Yusuf Datti Baba.
National Chairman of Labour Party, National Secretary, Deputy National Chairman, and my co-chambers, leaders, state chairmen, secretaries, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and the media force. Good afternoon to all of us. I am highly honored to be accorded the privilege of attending this important meeting. Labour Party is not a party to walk away from. The successes, the history that Labour Party of Nigeria has recorded is unique and unprecedented. We presented clear records and evidence of 10 million votes scored in the last election, thereafter reduced to 6.1 million votes. And for that, I still remain Labour Party is not a party to walk away from. The act of state capture is a more onerous task than causing disunity and disaffection among and within political parties. After the tragedy of 2023, Nigeria was promised governance, yet we continued to experience unrelenting, underhand politics going on within the country, within the regions, between the regions, and within the parties. A lot of water, as they say, has passed under the bridge. I'm here as a loyal party member. I'm here as a peacemaker, and I'm also here to reconcile divergent opinions. I'm very, very proud to say.
Because there is more to what is shared with them. That was just the start. Okay? So Datti, Baba Ahmed, please continue. So that we can say something after that, right? Yeah.
I did attend meetings of a certain attempt for coalition in Nigeria. Morally speaking, if your neighborhood invites you to discuss the security, you must attend. However, if you attend and they discuss other matters besides that, you are at liberty to restore yourself to your former position. I have attended and I have listened to the coalition attempts, yet I still remain in Labour Party. I am not one to sleepwalk into any political arrangements. I call on all well-meaning politicians and members of Labour Party not to sleepwalk and allow themselves to be led into what they still are not comfortable with. I must say, in the past, a coalition was made. And in the past, a certain Nigerian government was voted out. I note with pleasure that this is what we as Labour Party did in 2023 and what we are about to do again in 2027. I note again that the coalition genuinely plans and intends to vote out the misruling APC. However, the government that follows is even more important than the act of removing a government itself. A government was removed, and what followed after was disaster. So I'm saying that I, personally, am more of the opinion that it is the kind of government that we form that is more important to you, not just the act of removing the APC. Having said that, I'm here as a son of Labour Party with a unique intent to
Labour Party is our own. Nigeria go better when Labour Party come the rule.
Labour Party,
forward ever,
forward ever,
backward never.
Thank you and God bless you. Please be seated. I want to seize this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of the vice presidential candidate of our party, in the 2023 general
Happening now in Abuja neck meeting.
Dr. Yusuf Datti Baba AHMED for the House and to this next meeting. I also want to quickly also use the privilege and this opportunity to also welcome all members of his team who have accompanied me to attend this.
Receiver said the rest because of our time. So anyway, so Datti himself and Abure, they are now parties. I've been a party, you know. So what does that mean to the obedient? And Peter Obi himself, if his own, I don't know if he's a trusted partner, but maybe we can use that. All right. So Datti, I've seen what you can call a loophole, and he's presenting himself like, you know what, Peter Obi, I mean, you can say he's kind of telling Peter Obi himself that he's making a mistake of even attempting to go into any coalition with Atiku and others, you know. And then what could have transpired behind the scene until Datti, who also attended the coalition meeting, reversed it and went back to Abure of all people. So they said they are like doing reconciliation. So these are many more questions. What people are asking. All right. Others are saying, no. You don't need to kind of jump into conclusion. You don't need to call him names and all of that. It is their politics and things are changing at such a fast pace that you may not be able to even catch up. Alaye, calm down. You know? But Judas Abure, I don't know. Their reconciliation, Judas Abure reconciliation, and Peter Obi is more or less like on his own. And if something about dividing the obedient is by any means, like close to it, I think it will be this. While others have already dismissed it. AHMED Datti, AHMED Datti is considered as just, a spear that has no real electoral value, not in the north and not in the south. So the whole thing is about like really get down, right? Now that we know that Abure, Datti, and the part of their, the other faction and the rest are on the same page. I don't know, I'm supposed to be giving you answers, but I don't have answers, okay? Because it was like, is that them divided now? Would it count? Yeah? But time will tell. That's the only thing I can tell you, okay? Time should tell. Others are already flagging Datti AHMED as a mole. It doesn't take time, right? And that is why I really, really respect. I want to use the word respect. I respect a lot of you who are investing your time in hoping to save Nigeria. I respect you. I respect your conviction. Gone. The entire system is so rotten and so unpredictable that if you are using logic to deal with them, you realize that they are so illogical, so abnormal, that you yourself have to begin to actually act abnormally. Maybe then you can catch up, right? And, blend with them. You can't really change them. But I like it when people have to be confident and say, their court gave order. A very, very rotten system. A court gave a judgment, right? That Natasha Akpoti, a senator, that got suspended for rejecting sexual advancement from the Senate President of Nigeria, Akpabiole. She got suspended. They sent out different influencers, trolls to go after her, all that. Then she went to court, and the court gave a judgment and said, no, come on, man. Number one, you don't even have the power to suspend another senator, but it does happen because it is a lawless place to start with. Your standing rule, or whatever you call it in the National Assembly, can never be, more powerful than the Constitution. No, it can never be more than your Constitution. The Constitution says return her. And Akpabiole and gang said, no, don't come here. This was 2 weeks ago. She was supposed to return last Tuesday to her seat as a senator. And Akpabiole and gang said they turned her back at the entrance. Now she's saying she's going back again on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. And they are also responding and telling her that, no, don't come here. You will do your sentencing. You will do your suspension. A lawless country. Yesterday she said this. Today she's been warned. Yesterday, Natasha.
Okay, so yes, the Senate President did appeal the entire judgment. One of the grounds he appealed was that the Federal High Court has no jurisdiction to entertain the matter in the first place because it's issues that surround the National Assembly. And I have already spent pretty much over 4 months already. But the fact that I've been suspended, I keep saying this, I never stopped working. It took a whole lot of effort to follow up and get all of these things done. And we were just here last week where we flagged up the construction of 2 brand new smart markets, which I'm actually even going to go there later on today to see because we're already digging the foundation. And over there you can see we're putting up the maternity center over there. So I also gave 700 digital learning devices last week to the school. So pretty much it's a whole lot of work. And believe me, we have other interesting projects are waiting for the contracts, are waiting for their awards, and I'll come down here to flag up because these projects must be completed by the end of the year. So I'm really busy. I did mention that every senator has 3 major functions: legislative, which is the creation of laws and review of treaties. Then we have the oversight, which you oversight ministers and agencies, and then the third is representation, which I'm doing, whereby I identify the problems and the challenges of my community, and I make sure I present them and have them captured in the federal budget. And I have done pretty well with that. Of course, I do miss following up with my bills there, but it didn't stop me from working. But I have pretty much 2 months more before the 6 months expire. However, I have written to the Senate again, telling them that I'm resuming on the 22nd, which is on Tuesday, by the special grace of God. I will be there to resume because the court did make a decision on that. Now, they argue that it's an order. It's not an order, but it is a decision. And if you look at section 318, I think, of the Nigerian Constitution, it did mention that a recommendation forms part of the decision of the court. So whether it's a recommendation, a judicial decree, a sentence, or an order, they are all decisions, and decisions are binding on every Nigerian and every authority and every institution. So I'm going to be there live to attend. But I also know that the Senate will be going on recess very soon, maybe most likely next week for 2 months. That means by the time the Senate resumes, my 6 months will have lapsed. And I will go back, I will resume. And I don't hope there'll be any more resistance because we can't go against what is called double jeopardy rule, whereby you punish someone twice. So after the 6 months, you now go back to court or do extend or whatever. No, that will amount total abuse of power, which of course I do sense an abuse of power already. But that's for the courts and the public to judge. But so far, and my people are not missing anything. As a matter of fact, I think we're one of the luckiest constituents so far. There's been a whole lot going on. We're all happy, and I'm really connected to my people and Nigerians as usual as well. I'm grateful for the love and prayers, and may God bless us all. Okay.
So that was Natasha yesterday, and today she's been told, no, don't try it. So tomorrow is going to be a kind of like a drama day that would possibly see videos flying if she gets closer to the National Assembly. And how far can she go into the complex where Akpabiole reigns supreme? So we look forward to that tomorrow, Now, let's leave that and move a bit, because we are still going to be in Abuja. Isaac Fayoshe attended Sheyivodi's birthday in Abuja. You know Sheyivodi, the celebrity fashion designer in Abuja? Right, so they were all there, Sheyi Tifnumbu, a lot of people, but they said it actually took place. That birthday party took place inside the 39 billion naira renovated hall, the one that Wike is bragging about. Remember? 39 billion. This is this is Isaac's observation for a 39 billion hall. Billionaires or billion all. This is what he observed.
Good morning. Happy Sunday, guys. And happy birthday to my brother from another mother, Sheyivodi. It was fun last night at ICC, International Conference Center. Now Bola Ahmed Tinubu Center. My people, Motigbawa. They don't dupe us. And you can hold me for this video. That place, that renovation does not worth even 5 billion. What did you put there? Rug. What did you put? There is 39 billion for crying out loud. EFCC chairman, you are the party yesterday. Your own assessment. That is your own assessment. Do you see 39 billion there at ICC yesterday? Does that renovation worth 39 billion? How? Kilo shele. How? 39 billion for that place? That is to me, that's a fraud. And you can hold me for what I'm saying now. I was there yesterday. I went around, I looked around, I didn't see 39 billion there. To me, that renovation is not up to 5 billion. To me. And people who are there yesterday, the dignitaries that are there, all of you, in your heart of hearts, you guys, we know. We are sweating. I was sweating like Christmas goat. My handkerchief was soaked in a 39 billion renovation. How did we get here? Who are the people that bidded for this place before the renovation? How? 39 billion for that place? There is fire on the mountain. EFCC chairman, you are there. You are there. And I'm calling you out now, EFCC chairman, to probe that renovation. That 39 billion, I didn't see anything 39 on ground. I didn't see the money on ground. I didn't see it. I did not see anything that is worth 39 billion in that place yesterday.
Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so...
Continue. 70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you?
Kolu, Wike, and the rest of them, it is a cash out time. Cash out time. Let me tell you something. And this cash out is for everywhere. You know, they told you that Tifnumbu has increased the IGR that goes to the state, to the local government areas and all that. And it is reported that there is no single local government area in any oil producing states in Nigeria today for the past 24 months who received less than 1 billion naira every month. So meaning oil producing states in Nigeria that are getting this 13% derivation, other money, they said under this call that there's not a single local government area that is among the oil producing states that receives less than 1 billion naira every month. That is 12 billion naira in a year. So for that 24 months, that is 24 billion naira. Now, if you go straight into all these communities, you would not see anything that is close to 10 million naira or let's say 100 million naira worth of a project. It is cash out everywhere. Go to the cash. For other areas or other local government areas that are not oil producing, they say since August 2023, not a single one of them received less than 500 million naira allocation every month. You hear about this money. They shared money yesterday. Over 4 trillion naira they claim to have shared. From that money, the states, all the states in Nigeria, well, okay, Tifnubu and his gang at the federal level, they shared about 7 trillion, no, hang on. They have about 700 billion naira. The states were given, I think, 500 and something billion, all of them, all the 36. Then local government, all the 774 local government were given about 400 billion. Meaning the states, all the states in Nigeria shared 1 trillion naira or more. But the more they actually announced this morning, the more they disappear and the more the poverty grows. Tifnubu and his gang are looting left, right, and center. And of course, a lot of you are paying attention to the top. I'm just giving you an idea that pay attention to that your local government chairman. If you think your local government is a poor local government, from what they have said, your local government has received more than in the last 24 months. That your local government, that your poor local government, they've received over $12 billion. I'm sorry, 12 billion naira. Do you think there's anything that looks like 12 billion in your local government, like anywhere? The road, the markets, the clinics, There's nothing called governance. There's no governance going on in Nigeria right now. What you have is a pure, a grand scale looting. Your inflation and the rest of that you are dealing with is mostly those of you who are like hardworking people that is paying through your nose, through your asses because of inflation. These guys, the poorest local government in Nigeria, received 12 billion. Kolu and his gang are buying yachts, they are buying this or that. Have you checked what the local government's chairmen and women are doing? Anyway, let's go to something else. Pensioners. Pensioners, the police pensioners, right? You saw the video earlier this afternoon, okay? They were protesting the poor pay, and I'm talking about the poor welfare. Now, their stories can be very, very heartbreaking, as much as a lot of us don't like policemen, right? You see, those ones who are policemen today in Nigeria, very young, still being poorly paid, poor welfare, nothing. Their retirement is shite. But they are still obeying the order. They are still following the order. They say, we need to follow the order. Your elderly people who followed the order today, they are dying like flies. Now, some of them are even using their old age to now go and do the second job so they can feed. Because their pension, whatever it's paid at all, can't feed them. Why many of them don't even get paid at all. And guess who is leading them? The man they love to brutalize all the time. The man they have the highest brutality against, physical and otherwise. Sowore. Now, I have shared part of this afternoon. Here is another part today. And this time, I want you to listen to the story of one of them. Pathetic, you will say.
You get money. Me are the hungry. Then you go retire too and they fight for you too. Pay police. Pay our father. You go. Address it to the not pay you.
You are told us many stories. Yes.
I had meeting with him severally. He has come to National Assembly many times to deceive us. Even he made memorandum without signing it.
No, guys, it's Superman.
Actually, in November we had a public hearing before the Senate. We presented a paper. He was officially invited. He came to the Senate. He came there with an unsigned memo to deceive the National Assembly and deceive us. After presentation, we observed that what he presented was an unsigned document. We protested to the National Assembly, and the National Assembly said he must sign. He almost wanted running away without signing to the office of the DIG who represented him. The Senate compelled him to sign so that he would not turn around to say something else. And at the end of the day, he came behind to ask, where are we exiting to? He came to ask, what are we looking for? We had a meeting with him on the 11th of February 2025 at Jabi conference. He came out openly to tell us that he doesn't want us to exit police from contribute pension scheme. He wants us to be under the management the fraudulent MPA Pension Limited, which has been a creation of PENCO, established by incumbent AG and the former AG. They have used that as a conduit pipe to defraud us. They are using it to pay themselves big money. Even the workers, they earn not a minimum of 1 million naira every month. And we are pensioners, we are going on with 25,000 naira. We are tired. We want the president to hear us. Even when the president says he should come and have dialogue with us, to come out with acceptable position, he came there and stood his ground. After the conference, he said he will set a committee and some of us will be invited to bring out a paper to present to the president. From February 11th to today, he has been giving excuses that he's still preparing paper. He never invited us. We don't know whether he is part behind the corner to go and present something that is not acceptable to us. And that's what we want the world to hear. We want the president to hear. We want the National Assembly to hear. We want the Nigerian citizens to hear. We are tired. It's not only of the police. We want service our letter to the president, to the National Assembly president, to the House of Speaker, and even the NG himself. We want police to be exempted from contribute pension scheme. We want our police pension board to be established to manage police gratuity and pension. We want the president to invoke MPF pension license. They should stop managing funds for us. And army funds are not managed by a private company. We know MPF pension is a private company limited by shares, owned by all IGs. It was established by MD Abubakar. We are tired of that. They should stop using our money to fund their estates and their personal families. We are tired of that. MPF pension is a conduit for fraud. They should go over the license. Let police focus on their statutory duty of protecting life and property. They are not established to run business.
Thank you. I just want to say this.
Now let me finish, sir. We want the president and the IG to collaborate together to improve the life of our serving members, so that they will give us the best. Let them be re-established. Let them revive mechanic police, mechanic workshop, fuel dumps and stores all over the nation to improve service delivery. That is why policemen go to fuel vehicle for patrol vehicle, because IG money allocated to police in IG pocket. Let them release those funds so that police will stop changing police tires for vehicles, so that police will not using their money to do investigation, so that police vehicles should be serviced as are going due. I entered this police in 1982 when they are traveling to Abuja. They will give you a vehicle, you will not even buy fuel on the road. You will be moving from one fuel dump to another to fuel your car. And when you are on transfer, you will be paying convenience and traveling allowance to go and report in the news station. Now the police hierarchy is eating the police money. And because of that, there is no adequate performance. Inefficiency have ruined the police, because police authority, they are so known for embezzlement. We are tired of such embezzlement. Let our department allowance be paid to us. Military all over the world, even in Nigeria, they are paying department allowance to military personnel for the services they have rendered, because they know that they have been trained in armament, they have been trained in intelligence and counter-intelligence, they have been trained in handling weapons. And so if they know they are not well taken care of, They may use that against internal security, and it will not be for the interest of Nigeria. They should pay us our development allowance. They should stop deceiving us. The deception is too much. Why would police have 3 pension schemes? AIG and DIG have been exempted from from contribute pension scheme, but they carry police constable to commissioner to be tied there, to die on natural death because they don't want us to survive. They cannot to be in enslavement. They also have development allowance.
Tell me what are we producing and selling to other countries? Not even slippers. We eat the skin of our cows instead of turning them to beautiful bags and shoes. Eliminate that. It's a sign of poverty.
Eliminate that. So we will stop chopping, we will stop eating pomo, so that they can use that to make our shoes and our belts. Kolu. Pensioners are crying. Police pensioners. It's sort of like a mixed feeling, isn't it? A mixed way of how you're going to see it. Like police, should you feel sorry for them? They are older now, you know. But when they say police protected you, it's begin to feel like protected who? Who? You want me to tell you my experience with the police? Everybody says that, oh, my father, I have the best father. My father is the best father in the whole world. He's such a very wonderful father and all of that. Because if everybody's papa and a wonderful father, who are these? Sorry, whose papa are these policemen that are threatening our life up and down, everywhere? I'll shoot you. Move. And all that. If everyone's papa are the best papa, I beg. Whose papa are these police officers where they take gun, pursue us when we did nothing in that contraption? People have asked that. But come on. He made a lot of, very much relatable and valid points. You know, he said, back in the days, the policemen didn't have to spend their own money on investigation. They didn't have to use their own money to fuel their vehicle. They had police, the police engineering department, workshops and all of that deals with all these things. If policemen travels in police cars, right, they are given vouchers to refuel their cars along the way. They don't have to mount roadblocks and be collecting bribes, this and that, in the name of running their station. You know, that's the excuse they give. The reason why they collect bribes on the road is because they needed money to run their stations. Of course, that's not the reason, but that is the excuse they give. So he made some points. So did Sowore too, when he met somebody who is the PSO to the Igbetokun, the current illegal IG of Nigeria. You know Sowore, this happened. Oh, hang on. Actually, I'm showing you 2 clips, okay, that I combined. The first part is that of the police pensioners in Taraba, Jalingo. You know, Jalingo is the capital of Taraba. So Jalingo, they were there, staging a protest, mini protest of them also suffering the same thing, but they couldn't make it to Abuja. So they had to stage their own protest in Jalingo. Then back to Abuja, where Sowore had an encounter with the supposed PSO. I can't remember the name. I think the personal security officer of the police IG. Sowore said, "You're supposed to be a police officer, right? Law enforcement officer. Why are you working for an illegal IG as his PSO?" The 2 incidents.
I'm here to fight. I'm not like that with you. You know, I know now. That. I didn't even know you have come to Abuja. That is it. I'm the PSO to the IG now, and I chatted you. These things like this. Why are you PSO to a person who is supposed to have retired? Let me see. That is not what you're supposed to do. You are doing illegal duty. That is the person. Okay, forward it. Forward it. Let's look for him.
Forward it to me and I'll forward it to you.
No, actually, sweet me, you just like me that.
You have to be a PSC to an IG that is legally not illegal.
You know, Sowore, he will still say his own. So that was him there telling him that, why are you working for an illegal IG? That in itself is illegal. You know, so that's not what you have to be saying now. So send me the picture, I'll go and look for the person. That must be one of those they have managed to kidnap during the protest and locked up. So those of you who felt like, why would the police shoot at people when we are protesting to make sure that the police have the better welfare? Or not, they're wasting your time. You know, you're wasting your time. Their own colleagues, at least retired colleagues, today, they were being pushed about, beaten, rough-handed, right, in front of the police headquarters in Abuja, their own fellow colleagues. So when some of them will be retiring themselves this year, others retire next year, others, you know, like every year. So don't think they were programmed to hate you. They were programmed to hate themselves too. Self-sabotage, police officer. And what about Kalu? Kalu left Abuja yesterday. That was after he came back from Kano, right, to see the Dan Tatars. So he left Abuja with a rat. So Bat and Rat left Abuja yesterday for Ikberu Remo, Abina election Remo. No, it's actually Ikberu. Is it Ikberu? Where did we have that airport though? They have a cargo airport that's a dubious dapper. As like many of them, they have done the wrong way. So he can be landing his private jets. As the governor of the state and his friends, they can be landing their private jets in their own private airstrip. But they called it cargo airport. Okay? So that's where Kalu landed yesterday en route Ijebu-Ode to go and participate in the 8th day Fidal prayer for Awujale of Ijebu land. And of course, the Ganosis, the Islamic clerics, who are pretty much like shamelessly. They were there with all of their shit over their head. They were preaching because Awujale, the traditional ruler of Ijebu kingdom, died. And before he died, they managed to change the rules that says, you know, he has to be buried by his, religious people, not by the traditionalists that made him king. So yesterday they were there, Ganusi, and Lebi, and Olorun. They were there, you know, to bury somebody who spent over 60 years as a traditionalist. Awujale of Ijebu land. Nobody said they tell me I did DNA. Awujale of Ijebu land every year must what? Not only after they get when the Alagemos are going, Awujale of Ijebu land. Anybody who is Awujale of Ijebu land, you must, after wearing that his crown, meeting with the Tami of Ijebu land, Olori Alagemo Gubo Ijebu. That day that the Agemos are going to Imoson, which is the year that we celebrate the Agemos in Ijebu, Awujale and Tami of Odogbolu, they will meet. They will kiss by lips. No, they will kiss themselves by lips. They say it's the tradition, ritual, whatever. I saw them did it. Not on once, not on twice, more than 3 occasions. So that person is now the Muslim that is going to, I don't know, Jannah or whatever. So they were there. Shameless mofos, right? They were there. Since the disgraceful Awujale himself ensured that happened. So Kalu was there, right? So Kalu leaving Abuja yesterday. And what he said when he got to Ijebu-Ode, I'll share with you on his trip here. So that was Kolu. Now, when he got to Ijebu, I hope they drove him past that, that Ijebu road. But they didn't show that because, if you go to Ijebu now, and I'm not even like exaggerating, including Ijebu Ode, where Awujale himself lived until his death, you would think that they just finished a 40-year war around that side of Ogun State. I don't know that side yet, so I know they are all similar when you begin to go to Yewa, Abeokuta, and all those places, okay? But I'm from Ijebu, and I can tell you this. You see, the moment you get to Remo, and you get to Ijebu, when you begin to drive through those places, you will think people actually don't live there. That they probably just came out of war. Do you understand? Like, maybe they just came out of war, and they're just trying to rebuild their lives. Terrible roads, terrible government structures. Oh dear. So I hope they took Kolu, like drove him through, what be that place? Ikperu, then to Ikene, from Ikene to Odogbolu, from Odogbolu back to the motorway express, Shagamu Bini Expressway, and then drive straight into Osasa on the right after passing through the Okomayon. Did that Omi, yeah? After passing through the Okomayon. Then you go straight to Osasa, turn right, enter Osasa, goes through the Osasa town, just like that. It's like U shape. You enter from here, and you go out from Ijebu-Ode Junction, Osasa. So once you come out of Ijebu-Ode Junction, you cross the motorway, and then you go straight into Ijebu-Ode. They should not take him straight to the Awujale's palace, by the way. They should drive to the left. Once they enter Ijebu-Ode after that express, they should enter Adefison. From Adefison, they should go straight to Okeaje, all those areas, and then down to Awujale's place. I don't know. Just take him on a tour to drive around Ijebu-Ode and see the beautiful place that Awujale was a paramount ruler over for more than 60 years. 60 years. There are so many stories, but here is what Kolu had to tell them. Because Kolu himself was like, the last time he saw the Awujale, right? It was during their campaign. And he reminisced on what could have happened if he lost. Kolu.
Of our father, rest in.
Also, just look at his back. Those are the Ganusi, and Onijekuji, and Olorun Afa, claiming to be Muhammedans, those who are working for Muhammad in Ijebu, and Olorun. Watch time.
Of our father, rest in peace. May the blessing of Allah be on all of you. Today marks a very great day in the history of our nation, and particularly the history of our race, the Yoruba race. You can't find any further definition, further away of our culture. If you go further from Awujale, you will learn a lot. To me, standing before you today, I thank God Almighty that I stand before you as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our history would not have been completed carefully and richly if I had failed the last election. I was successful because of your support and the blessing of late Awujale. I came to him, he blessed me. And he said, you will win that election. Out to Wole Ekansi. Go ahead. Today is no more. It's gone. God has blessed us. If listening to the richness of his wisdom expounded by Governor, His Excellency Dakmo, Governor of Ogun State, Oyinbo pọ̀. Well, I won't bring out its other title. Ọ̀kan lọmọ eléyìí of Ogun State. Well, at this stage, I must mention clearly how much I thank you for taking care of our father. He is our leader of conscience, tradition, and a great value. He brought pride, dignity, and honor to the Yoruba race. I'm extremely proud of him. He was always there at that time of need for all of us. I could recount the June 12th episode, our protest then, our episode in his palace, a foray, our resistance, our determination to reverse the annulment of June 12th. Papa was steadfast, was resolute, was very encouraging. That he lived to see the calendar as a 91-year-old person. To be honored at his 90th birthday with the Grand Commander of Niger.
It is smoke Igbo. It is taking the
Irọ́ ló ń pa o. There was nothing inside the Awujale's palace during the time of, in fact, if we want to actually now begin to tell you the role of every one of them in the issue of a June 12. Irọ́ ló ń pa o. We were in his palace. Other person is just hallucinating, demented, and of course he is called. So, irọ́ ló ń pa o. There's nothing like that. Nothing like that happened. Because around the time, in fact, Awujale, Sikiru Adetono, the Awujale that died, he was partially in bed with Abacha. Go and read about it. Partially in bed with him. And there were many like that. There were many. Until when Abacha grabbed Dia. Even when they grabbed Dia as well, it was neither here nor there. Do you understand? He was a complete establishment guy, Awujale. But again, I'm not here to actually discuss or debate him. All right? You know? But we can tell the life they led, the one they lived, the life they lived, as well as all the efforts in sabotaging the interest, not just the interest of the Ijabus, but the interest of the Yorubas generally. But they love to give themselves accolade like that, rub it on and all that. And when I look back in the history today, I'm like, how I wish with what they have now made of those traditional stool in Yoruba land now, right? Especially this latest from Ijabode, this Awujale guy, right? I'm like, I wish that BC Onabanjo succeeded that time when he got him removed. Remember that he was dethroned. Then he went to court. Then Bokwari struck. How many of you remember? Yeah, he was removed as Awujale of Ijebu land in 1981 by the then governor, BC Onabanjo. For some things like this, in a place where it is believed that the privilege, the privilege he was supposed to enjoy, the neutrality and the rest. No, this wasn't him. True story. Then Bokwari came. Bokwari just reinstated him and said, so that is why when he supported Bokwari the first time, supported Bokwari the second time in 2015, in 2019, they were just payback time. Benga Daniel, all of them attended his burial, Abi. But the same Benga Daniel remembers that Ijebu would have been one of the most beautiful cities with the best road networks today. But guess who they gave the contract of fixing Ijebu Road to? Sikiru Adetona. The same Sikiru Adetona Ujale. And go to Ijebu now. Go there. They are all there now. I mean, whenever they want to do Ujudi Oba, well, thanks to Benga Daniel, they built that pavilion for him. This man was supposed to be the paramount ruler of Ijebu land. Ijebu Ode was supposed to be. Have you been to Ijebu Ode, by the way? How many of you have been to Ijebu Ode? You'll be wondering, like, is this the same Ijebu Ode, ancient Ijebu Ode that they talk about and all that? No thanks to that old man. Then he died. Then he threw the entire tradition, the customs, he threw them under the bus. For his own Larubawa, Muhammadan from Saudi. You saw them behind there, seated. Sikiru Adetona. Anyway, we leave them for, posterity will eventually judge everybody anyway, okay? Posterity will judge everyone. Eventually. As for Kolu, everywhere Kolu goes, he had to remind everyone that he is the president of Nigeria. Because he is not a legitimate president. He's not. It's unfortunate too, but here we are. The similar thing that he put together for Bokwari, in this day and time, you just need to be honest enough. Try and mask your biases, okay? And you likely will be able to see things better and clearer. Here, in the last 2 years, in order to make Tifnumbu look good, every appointee of Tifnumbu came out to tell us that Tifnumbu inherited a bankrupted country. They agreed, and they've repeated it on their TVs everywhere, just to protect Tifnumbu that Bokwari already destroyed Nigeria. Then in another breath, they want to tell you that they love Bokwari so much because Bokwari served Nigeria. Bokwari did a great job for Nigeria. All of this. And the burial that Tifnumbu put together of Bokwari, it seems them in the north are not really impressed. This guy who is an Atifkus man says, no. You all know what they say about Bokwari every now and then. You can't turn around and say, oh, because he's dead now, you now love him. And I'm obviously looking forward to inheriting his political capital. Which political capital, by the way? This one is in Hausa, okay? So I'm going to ask if we have a Garba Life as well as a Milady Latuaruna. These are ladies, including Director's Court. You can help us do some interpretation here. In the comments, I'll put them on the screen once I see that what you type is indeed what he's saying, okay? For the sake of my viewers, all right? Now, I will come back and tell you exactly what this guy said in a summary. He's an Atifkus person. He's postering that since Bokwari is dead, Atifku will now be the leader of the North. Datti Baba Ahmed said, the coalition is being put together for Atifku. So this guy, no matter what Tinubu does to impress them in the north, he is a gunner. And who is going to replace him? Atiku, he said. But you listen. Sorry, don't worry. If you don't understand what he's saying, right? Read the comments. And I'll come back and give you interpretation. I've given you some of it anyway, but just listen.
A'a jimamin da ike ai siyasa ce. To kuma ai ba siyasa ba. Ai an nuna ta maka yaro. Abin da yasa abin da muka gano ba za ka iya gano shi kuma kai ba dan siyasa ba ne yau. Daga lokacin da muke siyasa kai ba a ma tunanin Allah zai halicce ka bai a haife ka. Haka dole mun fi ka kwarya duk da kai dan jarida. Sannan ya tashi yi haka. Sannan ya zo wani haka. Billahi da siyasa ce saboda ba dan wani abu ba. Da a ce Bola Tinubu ya yi haka ne akan yau ga shugaba Muhammadu Buhari ya zama shugaban kasa amma ga inda aka binne shi. Alawayu wannan ɗan ƙwaya idan ya mutu akan titi shi aka sa wa shugaba Muhammadu Buhari ba canza masa rami aka yi ba ko ba. Ramin da za a sa ɗan ƙwaya irinsa za a sa shugaba Muhammadu Buhari da a ce ina wannan sai da dama. Sannan ice yau ga shugaba Muhammadu Buhari shugaba ne amma yau ga shi muna gabansa gawarsa yau za a mutu amma sai aka fito da wata siyasa wanda ba kowa ne isan wannan sistem din ba idan ba tsohon dan siyasa ce da mata siyasa ce abin da Tinubu ya yi saboda na farko dai Atiku tun dare ya je wajen nan kuma gaba ɗaya wannan icinye wajen gaba ɗaya babu irin Atiku Abubakar wajen matasa da sauran mutane. To sai aka ga cewa idan ya bar Atiku ba ana ganin Atiku shine halifan shugaba Muhammadu Buhari a arewa domin yanzu tunda shugaba Muhammadu Buhari ya rasu Allah ya gafarta masa babu wannan yanzu halifa a arewa a siyasa sai Atiku Abubakar. To wannan ma ya tsorata su.
Amma kuma da Bahaushe kan ce sanin sirrin ya za ka haska cewa shi shugaban kasa ya janta ko jimanin abin da ya samu al'umma ba sai dan bukata.
To me yasa mutane suke karatun sanin halayyar dan adam a university kai nake tambaya ka san dai ana karatun sanin ɗabi'ar dan adam to kai da ka yi shi maye dalilin da ka yi shi a'a maye dalilin wani abun wannan iri a'a a cikin halayya da dan adam din to don haka a siyasa mun san halayyar yan siyasa wa inda kaje kai karatu ko kuma mun yi shi practical da ba shugabannin siyasa
to me ya alamta maka hakan cewa akwai wata abu
saboda ni na san akwai magana ce ta zaben 2027 ya san ba shi da
I'll save you the stress. So to them is just a waste of time and you get to find out later. Even though people believe that Kolu doesn't even really need them. He's got all he needs to write whatever he wants. And he should keep doing what he's doing by keeping the opposition so divided and all of that. Then his 2027 is sorted. These and more are the permutations of those who are with Kolu and those who have ascribed so much power to him. My lady, I don't know if you are a lady, right? Is it Adebisi or Olabisi? I'm so sorry, I didn't pick that very well. Hang on, let me go take a look so that I can mention your name properly, okay? I have noticed that somehow, Olabisi Badmus. So I have noticed that somehow you must be an Ijebu person. Because whenever I started talking about Awujale, I've seen where you've tried your effort to explain things in a way that, we shouldn't see it just like, right? But let me tell you something, okay? I am not a random person when it comes to the Ijebu matter per se, especially Ijebu. I grew up there. You get what I mean? From the age of 3 months. So I was practically born there. I grew up revering, I revered that school. I'm a very, very kind of like a traditional person, you can say. Right? So when it comes to the royal stools and traditional days, customs that I was raised within them, including that the position of Awujale, I was told the history of Ijebu land by the real Ijebus when they were still alive. I'm talking about elderly people. So I have every right to also be proud of the stool of Awujale. In fact, I am expected to actually speak to defend it as a true Ijebu son. But you can't be a true Ijebu son or a true Ijebu daughter and know what I know. This is not hearsay. This is not what I know over time. And not really feel so much like, God damn it, man. But as an Ijebu person, you are not expected to publicly, maybe as a Yoruba person as well, you're not expected to publicly call them out. And that's the problem. Like I said, when I was growing up, I revered these people for real. Like, I will follow them to Imoson. For those of you who are Moikebu, the Alagemo Merindiloguns, Odogbolu is the headquarters of all the Alagemos. So which means the leader of all the Alagemos in Ijebu land lives in my town. And do you want to know something? He's also a member of my family. So you can tell that I'm actually like deep-rooted than what some of you can imagine. So I have practiced, I have been part of it, I've seen it, I have loved it. And I always respect it because I was like, man, this is such a beautiful customs and culture, like tradition and all that. It's so beautiful that everyone associated with it, or anyone that is given the responsibility to protect or preserve it, should see it as an honor. But unfortunately, when I started growing up, I started kind of understanding more and more that everything is not actually what they look like. No. Do you remember that I used to be part of their political stuff in Nigeria before I left for the UK? If I didn't leave Nigeria in 2012, by now, I would likely have been either, a political, no, I would have been all of that. I would have been a commissioner. I would have been possibly an elected public official, House of Rep member, House of Assembly, anything. I would have been, because that's how smart I was within them that time. But why am I telling you all of this? It was within that space I actually got to know very much that Benga Daniel, the Bewiri Daniel, for those of you who possibly lived in Ogun State or practically lived in the Ijebu area of Ogun State between the period of 2008 and 2000 and, between the period of 2004 and 2010, the reconstruction of the roads in Ijebu was honorably awarded to this Awujale. And if you are asking me how, maybe I would need to now begin to show you graph, and I'm not going to do that. So, and I mentioned Benga Daniel's name specifically. I don't know what relationship he had with the likes of Amusun or Dubious Dapo. I was no longer in Nigeria then, but I was fully there when Benga was, So he's not a good person. Sure, you understand. And I understand that Badmus, possibly as an Ijebu person, you may find it difficult to see it that way. And I understand, but that is what you should ask others too. It's not because we don't like him. No. We respected him until we realized that, now look at what he did towards the end of his tenure or towards the end of his life. He threw the entire custom. It didn't only bastardize the royal stool of Awujale. Do you understand? It is only in Ijebu land that we have more than 500 Otumbas. It practically turned that into a business, not to benefit Ijebu, but to benefit himself. He's stinkingly rich. All of that is for himself, not for Ijebu. We have more than 500 Otumbas, 500 Kilode. In a palace, you have each chief, right? You have Otumba, you have OC, you have this, you have that. No, not in Ijebu. Just paying money and you automatically become an Otumba from any part of the world. Just give him money. It's money. You pay 50 million naira, you become Otumba. 50 million naira. It doesn't matter who you are, self. Maybe you are a career criminal. No. We watched all of that. We sought through all of that. I'm an Ijebu man, proud of my heritage, proud of my custom, proud of my tradition. Those who is kind of like a saddle to protect them, they have just one job, and that job is to preserve it. So if it's desecrated, thrown under the bus, I'm never going to pretend that I'm okay with that. You understand? I won't. So bless you, Olabisi. Now, leaving that, okay, Nigeria is a place where they can indeed humble you, all right? Here is a student being harassed in our own hostel because they wanted them evicted. I don't know the whole story, right? But why would you assault people this way in a school? Crazy, yeah? Now let me tell you what happened. So from the information I have, they say that the university, the school is the University of Niger, somewhere in Anambra State called Ilienu. Did I pronounce that right? Because I want to be sure that people actually knows the place, right? University of Niger in Ilienu in Anambra. So the young woman was said to have been suspended by the school management because her nude was leaked online. And because of that, she was suspended. And she won't leave her hostel. Because of this, they had to send the security guys to assault her and drag her out of the school premises. Why would you do that? That's exactly why I said, why would you do that? Somebody like that actually needed an immediate school protection. Her nude was leaked. Okay? That in itself is a crime. Do you know what they call the revenge porn? Revenge porn is when your girlfriend or your boyfriend sent you some explicit images, video of themselves, nude image, nude videos, when you are still intimate. And because you are no longer probably together, you decided to go and publish that image online, right? That sex video of the two of you, or nude, or your nude. You can't do that. It is called revenge porn. It is a crime. Now, when that happens, I would expect the school authority, the school management team, not only to protect the girl, but they should find the culprit. Protecting the girl means this will be the time that our own mental health will be at almost the lowest. He's been thrown. He didn't get the support from the school where she is being molded. Rather, brutality. I mean, people need to do better now. School premises is meant to be a little bit better than just like, unlettered community, so to say. But if students inside schools are not really protected, but God, I don't know what kind of students or graduates they will be shunning out there. Damaged people. I've said that before. Many Nigerians have been damaged by the people. Many Nigerians have been damaged by the people who are supposed to actually shape their, mold them to better people, for better society. From schools, they are damaging us, doing things to traumatize us, to brutalize us. I think, so by the time you finally finished school, you're already damaged. Your reasoning, your everything, you begin to wonder, why are people thinking like that? Go and check what they've been through, or what they have been subjected to, the kind of treatment they've been subjected to by those who are supposed to shape them, guide them. No. I want you to suffer, become, a weak, a sad person. And then, you are a sad person whose life is almost you're never going to be an happier, you're never going to actually build an happier society. People don't think about that today. So those who leaked are nude, are possibly walking about, nobody's looking for them. But the young lady would have to live with that state of mental health for the rest of her life. There are many people like that. Nigeria, there are so many factors that pushed everybody to the edge. That's why you have this, the asylum capital of the world, poverty capital of the world. Don't you think poverty is also associated with mental problems? But they are creating, producing the society that will continue to produce poor people, because their intention is to keep managing the poverty, not to end it. You need people with sound mind to build a sound society. That is going to be a mirage in that contraption, unfortunately. But as for the clowns, right? Here is Adamu Oshiomole. He's an old guy. I'm quite impressed. In all honesty, I'm quite impressed. But if I'm being paid 50 million naira, 55 million naira every month, and I've got one head of your governor somewhere who is also kind of I make money time for gym. I need to go back to the gym though.
See, I have 17 packs.
I mean, you have to give that to him for his age, so that means it's something he's been doing very, very regularly. It's not to show up okay, I'm going to go pretend I'm doing X. No, he's been doing it very well. But I believe that people who do exercise regularly, they say they always have a clear mental clarity like that. African Wahala. Yeah, African Wahala is also a gym addict. Not an addict per se, he's a personal trainer too. So you know what I mean, right? You are so healthy up there. Unfortunately, when they become healthy up there, they are just thinking on how to put the rest of us in their slave camp, especially the mental slave camp, which you have all these voluntary slaves that will defend their own oppressors with the last spit in their mouth. No water, no food. So they say Kolu was telling somebody to get down from his plane. We don't know who. Do you?
Where are you going again?
I saw Shitty Man. This was when they were doing the Bokwari's burial. So I saw Shitty Man. Then I saw Kolu. Once a plane, the Moolue. They turned plane, or they turned aircraft, that one, or they turned it into a Moolue. So they are now loading. They are loading it to say, you know what? No. Tell that one to come down. Come down. One minister like that. I don't know what minister. Shitty Man and Kolu entered the same plane. Wow. I thought that's like a national security risk. Two of them can be in the same place, also in the same aircraft at the same time. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, okay? I'm going to finish early tonight again. And I'm going to see you tomorrow. Join me during the brunch time, a place wherever you want to say tonight. You can say it in the morning. But listen, thank you very much for your time, every one of you, okay? I've had a wonderful time, and I hope you did as well. However, as you are leaving, please like the broadcast, okay? Like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you tomorrow. Be prepared, and good night from here. Udaro.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Mayegun Diary politico. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary IEB #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.